Hey everybody, excited for this video coming up because in it we're going to talk about the number one most ridiculous question that oftentimes we ask our students, and we're going to talk about how to avoid it. So that's one of my favorites. We'll do it in a minute. Before we do that, just make sure you hit subscribe on this channel. Feel free to share this post with anybody else. Leave your comments below. Turn on your post notifications so you don't miss another video from me. And without further ado, let's get to it. Welcome back, everybody, and in a second we're going to get to the number one most ridiculous question that we often ask of kids. Before we do that, have you ever been in a situation in your class where a kid's doing something inappropriate and you don't really kind of want to deal with it in a big way, but you also want to tell them to knock it off? So you walk over to them and you say, and kind of in their ear, knock it off, cut it out, please be quiet. And then you start to walk away, right? And as you're walking away, almost every single time, what will that kid do under their breath? They do the little mumble grumble about you under the breath. You know what I mean by the mumble grumble? So you say, knock it off, cut it out, please be quiet. You start walking away, and as you're walking away, doesn't the kid do something like this under their breath? Whatever, Mr. Mandler. You said you were an asshole anyway. Hurt your guts anyway, you skinny, tall, bald. You don't even know. I'll call my cousin up and he'll punch you in the face, and then I'll get my uncle, because you're just an ugly, skinny, tall. Every kid, do they not? But don't be the one. Do not be the one who says, knock it off, cut it out, please be quiet. Turns to walk away, the kid mumbles. We get to hear and we actually stop. And we turn and we ask the single dumbest question ever invented in the history of education. What did you say to me, young man? Or what did you say to me, young lady? Because you already know what they said. And the last thing you want them to do is repeat it. But hear it differently, just for fun, one time. Imagine if a kid mumbled this under their breath. Ready? Imagine they mumbled this. Excuse me, Mr. Mandler, but right now I have to call you a couple names under my breath. Because if I don't, I'm going to look like a wimp in front of the entire class. And I can't look like a wimp in front of the entire class. Everyone knows that. So could you please be the mature adult with a college degree and continue walking away from me? Because I have to eat lunch with these guys. And I have to ride the bus with them, and I have to be on the playground with them, and I have to play sports with them, and I have to be around them all day long. After all, Mr. Mandler, what do you tell us to do when someone says something to us that we don't like? You tell us to just turn and walk away. Well, how come you can't? After all, Mr. Mandler, what do you tell us to do when we're playing on the playground? You tell us, and someone says something inappropriate, you tell us to just ignore it. Well, how come you can't? And if you did, I would really appreciate it. Thank you very much, sir. Imagine a kid mumbled that. How many of you would go marching back? And see, I will argue that that is exactly what they're saying in the only way they can say it. They can't say it any other way. So they call me a name or two under their breath. And you know what my answer is to that? Whatever. But Brian, what? I can't let a kid call me a name. Why? Because if I let one of them do it, then they're all going to want to do it. I mean, I can't let you go to the bathroom because then that whole row's going to need to pee. I mean, if I let you get a drink of water, then the whole world of YouTube's going to be thirsty now, aren't they? Sorry, I got carried away. But have you guys not heard of the concept of saying yes to one and no to someone else? Yes, you can go to the bathroom. No, you can't. No, but Brian, what? I just got out of teacher school, and I learned in teacher school you have to be consistent, right? Isn't consistency the key? Yes, absolutely. How about this? Consistently, every single time. Yes, you can go to the bathroom. No, you can't. That's how we'll do it every single time. Sound good? Consistency just means you do the same thing. It doesn't tell you what that thing is. How about everybody consistently gives every single kid what they need to be successful all the time, consistently. Consistently, I will not worry about what consequence I gave you yesterday because it's you, and it's today, and it's brand new. Consistency, again, it means you do the same thing. It doesn't tell you what that thing is. And some of you, listen, just tell your class what's going to happen. Look at them and say, listen, everybody, first day of school, ready? I want to let you know, unfortunately, and this is unfortunate, some of you in this class this year occasionally might do and say some rude, nasty, inappropriate, not nice, mean things. I know that might happen. How do you know, Mr. Mandler? Good question, little 8-year-old. Here's how I know. It happens every single year in my life. I just want to let you all know right now that if and when it happens, and I hope it doesn't, but if and when it does, I will not always be stopping my lesson to deal with it. It doesn't mean I didn't hear it, because there's a good chance I did hear it. And it doesn't mean I'm not going to do anything about it, because there's a good chance I will do something about it. However, in the moment that something happens in our class, sometimes when something happens occasionally, sometimes it might look to some of you like I'm ignoring the behavior. That's how it might look to some of you. However, I want to be clear right now that I promise you I'm not ignoring it. It just means sometimes I think teaching the 5 of you, the 10 of you, the 15 of you, the 23 of you that are not being inappropriate is much more important than stopping for the 1 or 2 of you who are. Sound good? And one other thing I want to be clear about. Whatever consequence I choose to give or not to give that student will be between that student and me and nobody else. So notice how I told the kids what's going to happen before it happens. By doing that, I'm sort of like the weatherman that predicts the storm. Now, right, I say knock it off, cut it out, please be quiet. I start walking away. The kid mumbles because the kid's going to forget everything I said the first day of school. So they're still going to mumble. Their best friend's still going to do what the best friend does. You all know what the best friend does, right? Oh, dang, you're going to let him say that about you? Oh, like they're giving birth, right? Except now what happens is a third kid jumps in and want to know how my kids say it? Well, let me say it to you exactly like they do because I got to keep it real. Psst, yo, dude, shut up. Why? Because Mr. Mendler said the first day of school someone was going to do that. He was probably talking about your dumb self. And now I got to teach kids how to be nice to each other, which is another lesson for another day. So the number one most ridiculous question that we ask kids, what did you say to me, young man? And what did you say to me, young lady? Because you already know what they said. Keep walking away. Hear it differently, right? So review, hear it differently. Hear them saying what they're really saying, which is sometimes I have to do and say rude. Sometimes I'm going to call you names because I have to look cool in front of my friends. Allow me that right, Mr. Mendler. That's really what they're saying. And then finish by modeling what you want them to do. All right, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Please subscribe to this channel. Feel free to share it with your friends. Turn on your post notifications so you do not miss another video from me. I will be back with you very soon. Until then, I say peace. I'm out of here.